Hi, my name is Nadia Shovkovy, and I will be presenting my project for the 2025 WiCS Hackathon, Eco IQ. So how this website works is you're going to take the URL of a website, like a company or some kind of shopping service, and you're going to paste it into the search bar. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit submit, and then you're going to be hit with this loading screen. This might take a few seconds because I have the free plan of render. And then after that finally loads, you're hit with this output. And what this output gives you is it's a total index score of how sustainable this site is or slash company is. And then you're also going to get a score for each of these different categories related to sustainability. And for each of these three categories, we have a little descriptor right here that explains like what that is and why the company deserved the score it got. And then down here, we also have an explanation of how the overall score is calculated, which we do by adding up all three of these values, dividing by 3, finding the average. And we also add a multiplier of 10 to make that number bigger and maybe more valuable. You could hit reload right here. And I'm going to show you an example with a less sustainable site like Forever 21. And then if I put it right here and submit it again, we got another sustainability index score. Forever 21 only scored a 30% because it's a lot less sustainable than the Clean Hub. And you can see the exact same thing here, where if you click on the different sections of the pie, you get the different numerical values for how sustainable they are in these kinds of categories. So I am deploying this site via Render, which handles all of the backend. And then I'm also deploying it using Netlify, which is all of the front end, and it kind of combines with the backend. So this is going to be all of the code for my project. I used React to set up the site, so that's why my project is structured the way it is. So up here we have some React hooks, which kind of help for displaying the correct output versus like when the user has submitted a URL versus when they haven't. And I also use some of these React hooks for like animations in the site. We also have more for like handling submissions before and after we get a URL, checking if the URL is valid. If it's not, we're going to return an error message. Back here, we're kind of working with the back end, communicating with it and trying to get the correct URL and trying to get the correct GPT response. And this is kind of where we like wait for that and check if we have it. And then here we're kind of sending some information to the pie chart, which is what you saw in the display output. And then down here, we mainly have the HTML for this landing page. We have just a lot of divs and images and buttons. Pretty self-explanatory. We're using that is submitted to check if the user has submitted a URL or not. And then if they have, we're going to change the HTML of this site. And then this is also where we call that pie chart, and we give it all of the information we need from the GPT response. So like I said, this is the pie chart. This is also another like front end file. Up here, we're using more React hooks, which are helping us get the correct information we need from the GPT to display onto the pie chart slash the text accompanying the pie chart. This is kind of where we like design the UI of the pie chart. We're choosing the colors, choosing the labels, cutout. We're saying what happens when you click on the different pie sections, which as you saw displays the different text explaining why the company got the category it did. It's commented out code. And this is once again the HTML showing us how we're going to display all of this pie chart information, including the text that goes along with the pie chart. So these are some styles that I had to incorporate into my design. A lot of these at the top are mainly for the app.js file. Once we get down here, we kind of have more of the HTML for the second screen you saw, which was the actual output, the pie chart, the error message, the description next to the pie chart. These are some animations I used. And then this is the backend file. This is quite heavy. It deals with all of the OpenAI integration, which you see right here. And of course, I'm using a secret key. Don't worry about it. I'm fetching the website content, and I'm kind of trying to check if it's a URL, trying to parse the URL. And then down here is where we actually prompt the AI to give us the information we want in a JSON format. So this was pretty interesting. I got to play around with this prompt a lot and tweak it to my liking. And then down here is where we're going to parse the response. We're going to check if the information is correct, if it's actually in JSON format. And then this line right here is how we're actually running this site through render. But that's all of my code. Thank you so much.